Hi, I'm Jon Weiler, creator of Survival Trial, and this is our 5th live update going into the end of the STX Daybreaker. It's about 8:30 in the morning of the last day, last sunrise, and I'm with Rocketbob right now, a 48-hour solo. He just was working on response number 3 split, and that's where your riots have taken the city, and the mob has actually turned violent, and you need to get away from the mob. The mob is chasing you now. So the goal here was, number one, to maintain a pace. They had 40 minutes to go roughly a 5K and recover an object. So the second skill worked on was situational awareness. So we had a rock painted alongside the road. That was the color orange. All right, this is not your rock, but you got it within the parameters, and I saw you looking for it. So great job. That was about 53 minutes. So how far do you think you ran?
Well, ran walk probably 1.75 miles, I'm guessing.
Okay, did you go down past the bridge?
Yes, way past the bridge.
Okay, your total turnaround was about 4 miles, 4.5 miles. Because that was roughly a 1.5 miles.
Or okay, yeah, 1.75 miles out. Yeah.
Okay. That's good. You have about just rough estimate between 50 and 55 miles on your feet already, your body already, before you started this, and then you ran that within 53 minutes while you're looking for this object right here. So great job. That's very, very good. So here we are. We got 3.5 hours left. And Rocketbob's been extremely consistent throughout this whole arena. You know, I've been tracking you a good portion of yesterday too, because we had some issues with our GPS units. I know the tread of both your shoes and your boots pretty well. So, but you know, you were very hard to stay up with. So you had a good mix of fallen roads, the backcountry roads, and breaking brush too.
I did.
It's not easy to land nav like that.
Not during periods of darkness either.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So we've had several evaluators that made comments on how you just kind of appear out of nowhere. So that's good. You should feel very proud of that. You know, your land nav was spot on. So this is the type of competitor that we see in our big races, so the 48-hour, especially the solos. Now, have you worked at a team before?
I did once before a 48 team, and we DNF'd.
Okay.
I think we let our environmentals get a hold of us.
That would have been the Daybreaker last year.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, how do you think that compares? That was a 48-hour team
Yes, sir.
race there, too. How would that compare now versus your solo, competing by yourself?
Well, I only did the first 24. There's advantages and disadvantages in working as a team. There's a lot of give and take. And when somebody makes up their mind, everybody else, we have to go with it. We have to support that person. The one thing that I took away from that is, if it has to be there, it probably isn't. So.
Good. Well, that's great. What do you prefer now, the solo or the team?
I like the solo, just the flexibility and freedom, and I don't have to deal with other input.
Sure. Yeah, seems to be faster, huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, good, but he's absolutely correct with pros and cons to the team, versus a solo. When you get down as a solo, you don't necessarily have somebody pick you back up again. Would you say you got down at times in the race?
I did. The first period of darkness on the mountain, fighting my way up the shale, and it was touch and go for a while. I almost thought about clipping myself into a couple of trees.
Yeah. Well, it was cloudy and rainy.
Cloudy, rainy, and dark. So
dark. Yep. We had those clouds, like where you were, especially, were actually on the mountainside with you.
Oh,
without the moonlight. So we had some good lightning that night too. So we don't stop the survival trial for weather. You know, that's us. That's life. That's what happens. So we make do with what we have. So here we are. We're 3.5 hours roughly left in the trial. And what's your next steps?
Try to round out some scavenger hunt material. Get some water. Get some food in me, I think. And work it in.
Excellent. Very good. Our 24-hour competitors are up in the backcountry now, if you're watching on your maps. They're working their way around. They've kind of split evenly between the routes in the North Arena, and they seem to be kind of intersecting each other now, so they're all kind of moving at a very similar pace. So we're hoping that we see them down here on the front end before noon, so it's a little easier for us to snatch them up. But either way, you know, everybody here in this arena is extremely tough, extremely impressive, and just the overall attitude to everything that we're asking people to do here, because it's not easy, especially on top of time and the impact on the body, you know. And that's one of the things I love the most about the survival trial, are the people that you get to meet here. So, all right, so this will probably be our last live update before the end of the trial, and I'll give our wrap up. And here with call sign Rocketbob, our 48-hour solo, taking it in on his final leg.
Linda, love you, baby.